guys, what's up? So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you know, we work on all of our cars, and sometimes this means not Mercedes. Today we're going to be working on my partner's Mini Cooper R56. We've got a camshaft position sensor fault. Not entirely sure which one it is, it didn't say that, so just for lucky dip we're going to change them both. And for anyone that has a Mini and wants to know where they are and how to do this, it's as easy as changing a light bulb. Literally, it's probably easier than changing a light bulb on one of these cars. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, so this is a car. It's 2007 Mini Cooper R56. It's a 1.6 with the Peugeot engine. The R52 came with the BMW engine, and R53 rather. I'm not super clued up on minis, so don't shoot me. Basically, like I said, it's got a camshaft position sensor fault, and it looks relatively easy to sort on this, so we're going to give it a go, changing the sensors and see what happens. Right, so there we have it. As we look at it, that's the engine, obviously. So you've got a exhaust camshaft position sensor there and an intake camshaft position sensor there. The exhaust camshaft is actuated by a solenoid, I believe. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe down there is a motor for the eccentric. Yeah, anyway, that motor adjusts it, adjusts the intake camshaft. Solenoid for the exhaust camshaft, obviously slightly more temperature in the exhaust side as well. So what we're going to do is change out these two camshaft position sensors here and see how we go. So the part that we are using, that's the part number. So I ordered these from Euro Car Parts here in the UK. Obviously, any of you overseas, any reputable motor factor will stock this part. It seems to be a fairly common part, not hard to get hold of at all. So right, let's get stuck into it, get these changed and see what happens. So to do this, you're going to need a 8mm socket. I'm sure there's probably many other videos out there how to do this, but this is just mine. So I'm using an 8mm socket on a screwdriver. Not ideal, you should really use a ratchet, but you've got to be careful with these plastic valve covers. They are known for being very brittle, and you can buy replacement ones because over time they warp and cause a lot of seepage around here, around where it joins to the head. And this one, when we first got it, had a genuine BMW cam cover seal kit, and then shortly after that it had another one again, and it's still leaking. But this car hasn't cost us a lot over the time we've had it. For a Mini Cooper, I'd say that's pretty lucky. So yeah, they're unscrewed now. Probably should have unclipped them before unscrewing them. This one's going to be a bit more fiddly. That's not an ideal place to have that. Right, so that one's off. So we'll just check on them that it's the same part. Oh look, I broke a nail. Oh no. We look down here, you can see the part number there. It's hard to see on this one, but looks to be the same part number there. So we shall give this a go, and yes, I'll be back with you guys in a minute when I've unwrapped the new ones. Right, so I've got them out and unwrapped. Let's see how they compare to the old ones, which should be well stuck in there. They've had a long enough time in there. They look like the original ones, and it's not a ridiculously high mileage car. It's a bit gummed up around the edges, a fair bit of sort of emulsion there, which doesn't surprise me. And the reason this doesn't surprise me is if we take a look at the filler cap. Not pretty, almost looks like a head gasket issue, but there's no other symptoms, so we're leaving it be with that. Let's pop the other one out. Yep, this is probably the reason they're not working, to be honest. Getting gummed up that bad with emulsion is not a good thing, nor is having that much emulsion in your cam cover. Not too keen on that, but like I say, there's no other symptoms of a head gasket, so we'll see how we go. Now, I can't tell whether these are supposed to have this clear cap on or not. I can't see with the old ones, I'm just going to have to double check that. So yes, it does look like that's on the original ones. This is black, but on these for some reason it's clear. It's always a good idea when installing sensors like this that you just put a little bit of oil around this O-ring on any sensor that seats this way, and the reason for that is it just helps it seat and seal better without damaging the O-ring then. So I will have to put the phone down to do that, and we shall get these bolted in and see what happens. So I thought I probably should just show this. They do literally just push in, just make sure that they're seated right and the holes are lined up, and then drop the bolts back in. It's interesting trying to do this one-handed, but like I say, it's not a usual thing doing this with a BMW car with a Peugeot engine. Peugeot, or however you want to say it, everyone says it differently. But yeah, this is a Peugeot, I think it's a Prince engine, I'm not sure. And not famed for reliability, but this one hasn't been bad. This engine has actually been one of the best ones of these engines that I've ever seen, so we've been very lucky with that. So just bolt them in, don't go mad with tightening them down too much because they're not going to come loose. Slot the plugs back on. Right, and we shall see how she goes. Alright, so we're inside. Let's give it a fire up and see how she goes. Now, it has been a bit unstable lately. I'll just let it warm up because this is from cold. I haven't fired it up at all today, so this is literally the first time. So I knew I was going to be changing them sensors, so I didn't want the engine to be red hot when I was doing it. It's still not behaving right. It should not be hunting like that. Interesting. Right, so it's calmed down now. I'm going to take it for a little run and just see whether it's any better. I'm guessing from the way it was fired up that this might not be the issue, and it could be to do with the solenoid or the motor for the eccentric camshafty thingy, what's it, for lack of a better term. I'll check back with you in a few moments. Right guys, so the verdict to that is it seems to have got rid of the EML, so I think that was our fault definitely for that. One of those camshaft sensors, the CD player's doing whatever it wants. Weird, not even touched it. But the car down low, it feels sluggish below 3k, like it don't want to pick up. And from experience, the sound from the exhaust, it just sounds like a bit of a clogged up exhaust system, to be honest. And it's like the car's being strangled a bit. But I'm gonna have to do a bit more diagnosis into this. So it looks like there might be a part 2 on the mini diagnosis, but for now, that's got rid of the EML and the car does work. But to me, still a bit down on power. So yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Hope this is useful to some of you that have a Mini. This video has been way too long. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Many more random videos coming. Thanks, guys.